I'm glad that I've already fallen over something in this studio, and it's my chair. If there is any hammering going on in the background, it's my mother, and the only way for me to not feel awkward about this is to include her in the video. So, say hello to Mummy Hicks. Hi. So this is my studio. This is very exciting. I am very lucky. I'm very, very thankful for having this beautiful space to work in, especially over summer. This intro is filmed after I did the project because I couldn't find the right time to film it. I just wanted to get it done. I wanted to know what it was like beforehand. I'm going to compile all the video edits into like a sequence and then probably voice over it and explain why it's so strange. Otherwise you're all going to have my playlist of music on in the background through all the videos. I started painting this table. I'm going to put a picture of it in here if I still have the picture. Yeah. I started painting that when I was still doing my third year studies, and it's something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. So I'm much happier with it like now that it's complete than when I was halfway through the video. Right, so I first wanted to do this because we had this old table, as you've just seen, and I wanted to put this plant on that table, and then realised I sketched something out of my horse and the plant actually would cover it, and there was nothing I could do about it, so I needed to come up with a new design. This is my paint palette. I don't take care of it. But yeah, as you can see, there was no way to make this pretty and actually make sense. I still kept the design on the front because I still like that a lot, but the design on top needed to go. And we're back to my paint palette. Brilliant. Yeah, I just pick the paint off, and that's how I used to clean it. As you can see, my paints are not well stocked up. Some are cheap, some are better, and that's my butt. That's my dog's butt. It's beautiful. So I rolled over the sketch before. There was still some like marks on there, just dirt marks. I decided that I should probably paint some form of frame around this. I thought that would look really nice. I seem to have a thing about frames and apparently not using enough water on my paint. Beautiful. I'm also not very good at doing straight lines in acrylic. It's probably the best advantage to go in digital for me. Oh dear. So I had to go over the lines again in white to kind of sharpen them. I'm pretty sure this didn't last long either. And smudged it with my finger. That's a very good technique. I wanted to put these, I still wanted to keep like the horse element of my lifestyle in the studio because it's a big inspiration for me, and I think that's what I just wanted this table to be decorative, and two of my favourite things is horses and flowers, so why not combine the two? They're both pretty, and yeah, I wanted to use them. I did not use a reference for this bit. I think I was having like the day one of painting this table was kind of a confusing day for me. I won't go into detail, but you can see I'm mouthing a lot of things to myself. I was having a lot of issues apparently. I'm not insane, I promise. Yeah, so I think the first day being a bit shaky was definitely down to just not being in the right frame of mind. This is a good way to correct paint as well. Apparently I just Tipp-Ex it. I wipe it off with water and then Tipp-Ex with paint. Yeah, it's a strange day, and I'm very out of practice with paint, which is why I'm not stocked up. I'm going to be stocked up now. I am also a lot more laid back with the way I paint when it's just for myself, obviously, as I think a lot of people are. I'm glad that I did this because to get me back into painting for commissions and other things. I definitely needed this project to get me back into it, even though it's on a different surface. I wanted to do like alternating colours on the different sides. Oh, that's me measuring. Very good measurer. I wish that would stayed when doing this side of the table. I really enjoyed doing the lavender on the side of the table. I really love vintage designs. I know a lot of my work doesn't keep with vintage style, but I think when I'm doing like things on like paintings on objects, it's definitely something I like to keep with my work when I'm being decorative, is very vintage. And lavender's quite a nice little flower to start off with, because it's quite easy to make them look pretty in my opinion. They're pretty blobby. So when I'm out of practice and I just want to use blobby paint, this was a good flower to pick. Yeah, and I really like the colours as well for this lavender design as well. I was happy with that, even though like this first day wasn't a very good day for me painting. It was a nice sort of outcome to have. But then I'm always better doing the first of something. This was the second lavender that I did, and I hated it. And so as you can see here, I am overcorrecting it. I thought I could Tipp-Ex this away. It was really thick. I used the wrong brush. I'm not used to my brushes at the moment. Well, I wasn't used to my brushes at this point. I am now, I promise. Yeah, just overcorrected. It's a shame, because I could have just been a bit more careful. And that was the other thing. My hand was hanging off the side of the table. Not an excuse, like it was genuinely just not very good. So yeah, I approached the next day having I just wanted to correct everything I didn't like. I thought, let's just start right now. There were some things I liked on that one side of the table, but I just needed to go over it. So while the paint was drying, I decided to go for the legs. Let's do something different. Straight lines are still not my forte, and especially on these, they're quite awkward to get at, and quite awkward shape. So again, it was just practice with brushes. Oh, my dog. That's Barney. Oh yeah. Some of these went okay. Not all of them, some of them. Oh yeah, I decided to paint the top of the table green. This is just a decision that I suddenly made. I thought, let's throw green in this. There's a table to my right where those two plants are that has green on it, and I kind of wanted it to stick with the same colour palette. I did not achieve it, but it looks good now, that's all I can say. Like, at the time, I was a bit worried about this, but... And also, I like brush strokes. A lot of artists try to get rid of brush strokes, but I really like them, so I keep them if it works with the artwork. I think I was correcting the horseshoes as well. They had gone a bit smudgy when... I don't think there was any way of correcting the whole side of the table, avoiding the horseshoes and keeping the line work. And my palette looks messy, as usual. Who doesn't like a messy palette? It was a better bit, and then I was actually measuring out the horseshoes so that they sort of match the other side. A lot better, much better. I think I actually preferred the crops on this side. Right, so this was the other one, and it worked this was the like other lavender that I painted over originally. The negative space on this one was a lot better, so I'm really happy with it now, and I do think it was worth doing it again. I don't regret that. Is it as good as the first one that I did? Probably not, but I think it's really hard to replicate something that you did the first time. So I think the quality of my clothing goes down as well. The front of this table, I love doing it. It was so much fun. So many different shapes to sort of flow with. Obviously this was designed like before I put paint on it. This was part of the original design of the table. And the colours, yeah, really work for me. You might be wondering why I didn't paint the underneath of the top of the table pink as well. The answer to that is I didn't want to, so I didn't. It's not me being sassy, I just think it's a very good reason not to do something. I decided to add a frame around the frame of the table because line work wasn't when you're doing like across the table, like widthways, I was pretty stuck. There was no way I was going to not be able to get it a bit mixed together. I don't think I actually waited for these legs to be completely dry. I think I painted back over them with white before I did this, and actually it kind of had a nice effect with the like mixing the green in with the white. It made it a bit easier to work with. It wasn't as dry. I've heard a lot of artists, I think, putting oil in their acrylic paint when they're doing a project like this to keep it wet for longer. Might look into it, but for this project I think I just wanted to have a bit of fun. Yeah, these legs I'm happy with as well. I want to do the same with the lavender, like on the side of the legs, on the other legs as well. For now I've only done them on the fronts. I might go back to this table and add a bit more. For now this is still pretty, like I'm happy with this. So as part of these videos, I want to start doing like a artist promotion sort of thing. I'd love to help other people out. Hold on, I just want to shut the door, the wind's coming in. There we go. A little bit of privacy. I'm gonna get that sorted. I realised that I film most of this intro with the most boring at the moment, the most undeveloped part of the studio. I'm going to get a cabinet to go there where the fan is, and then I'm going to put all the chaos box in there. It's going to be great. And but yeah, as I said, I would like to do a little artist promotion sort of thing. Every video I'm going to aim to, but what I'd like you to do for me in return is I'm going to make a hashtag. I'm going to put the hashtag in the description below, and if you want a chance to be promoted in any of these videos, then please hashtag your artwork with that hashtag, and I will pick one for each video I make and do a nice little little promotion for you. But this week's is for Hettie B Illustration, because I recently bought some of her prints. and I want to frame them. They won't look like this on my wall. But just for now, I'm too scared to take off the plastic wallet that this was very neatly placed in, because I want to frame it, so I want to make sure that it's put in the frame nice and safely. But look at the little logo. I love it so much. And I just want to keep it as a print. I don't want anyone else to have it, it's mine. So yeah, I will link her social media in the description of this video. Please go follow her. Oh, he loves the bed. Oh, good boy. Says, "It is indeed my bed, Mom." Very exciting rings. He's got this weird thing where he will nibble on silver. He's just inspecting. You're a creep. You're such a creep. He gets your hand really wet as well. Creeper. This was the final day, so I added a sealant on the table. It's all done now, it's all shiny. I added a sealant on it so that I can maybe, you know, wipe it down if the soil from the plant gets on there. Yeah. I think it actually turned out better than I originally designed it, for just a little side table. I thought I'd go around and show you guys the rest of my studio as well. This desk was originally black and I just painted it blue and pink so that it was a bit more colourful. It kind of looks like a child's room, but I want to be a children's illustrator, so I think it works. I love colours, I love being bright, even if it hurts people's eyes sometimes, it's not too bad. I've got limited artwork up in my studio right now. I want more, so please tag me in the promotions because there's a chance that I probably will buy your work. If you haven't seen already, I've got plants in my studio, like it has been through the whole of this vlog. This is my chaos cupboard. It will be part of the cupboard, but obviously, as I've just said, yeah, that's the chaos container. So, yeah, this was a good project, just to sort of break away from the third year projects I was doing for uni. Quite comfy down here. Oh my gosh, he just wants the rings. So creepy. Stop it. Stop it. I'm trying to say thank you to everyone for watching. It's not interested in that, so now I'm hanging out with a dog bed. What? No, we're gonna do this. over with the table. That would make far more sense. I'd like to say thank you to everyone for watching, and I hope you guys are as happy with this as I am, because I really wasn't when I first started doing it. No, thank you. Please like and subscribe.